Whoa! Shocking new details on the arrest of Andrew James McGann, the Devil's Den killer, Arkansas. Folks, he got busted while getting a haircut at a barber shop. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the guy right here. He's in his barber shop outfit. This is Andrew James McGann, 28 years old, originally from Oklahoma and Texas, a former school teacher. He was a school teacher in Texas and resigned last year for inappropriate contact with a minor. He was a school teacher in Oklahoma. He came to Arkansas to be a school teacher. Devil's Den State Park over the weekend. A husband and wife murdered while on a hike with their two young children, 7 and 9. Authorities arrest this guy right here. But I want to show you something about the barber shop. Where he was arrested, they collected evidence. They towed a vehicle, a black vehicle. I'm going to share that with you. And also the cosmetologist that cut his hair. She speaks and shares a little bit of insight. I'm going to share that with all of you, and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
We're here outside of Lupida's Beauty Salon in Springdale. This is on Huntsville Avenue, for those of you who don't know. This is Arkansas State Police did confirm that this is where that suspect was arrested, James Andrew McGann, 28 years old. He was taken into custody just before 5 p.m. Today while getting a haircut here. He is charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of those two people. According to social media posts by a Salon employee, detectives entered the shop mid-haircut and made that arrest. Video shows what appears to be investigators inside the shop photographing hair clippings on the floor with evidence markers surrounding them. Another video shows a black 4-door sedan taped off and marked as evidence being loaded onto a rollback tow truck. Police have not confirmed the vehicle's connection to the case. The owner of the salon did say that police did tell her that the arrest was related to the Devil's Den murders, and now that has been confirmed by Arkansas State Police. Police did close the business down following that arrest. The scene is now clear and the store does remain shut, but we are still, in contact with the people who work here, with the owner who confirmed that information with us earlier. We're going to continue talking with her, and we're going to bring that information as soon as we have it. We're live here in Springdale. I'm Abner Sosa, 4029 News.
All right, this is the public Facebook profile of the cosmetologist who cut Andrew McGann's hair. And she put out in a post, update, it's probably him. Y'all, I could have possibly cut the Devil's Den killer's hair. He left effed up, though. I barely started the fade. So she was starting to cut his hair. And then they came in, it appears like, and swooped him up in the barber shop. They said it was a double homicide. I asked if it was related to the Devil's Den incident. It's looking like it was. I'm going to wait until I know for sure. And people are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now let's continue to read on here because she's made some interesting comments in her public post here. Look, people are posting his mugshot. She said numerous times, if they got his car, does that mean he's walking around the area? She goes, they stood him up from my chair as I was cutting his hair. They took him, towed his car. I think he had a rental because this car was a black Kia. So, yeah. Whoa, monsters amongst us. Right? So it looks like, folks, that he was getting a haircut and possibly in a rental car. Who called it in? I think cops and detectives are already on to him because I was about 5 minutes into the haircut when they all pulled up. Whoa. See what I mean? Now, this is her, she identifies the cosmetologist at Lupida's barber salon and barber shop. So, here you go. Advertised Springdale, Arkansas. So, he was getting a haircut. Probably in a rent-a-car. Sounds like to me he was trying to conceal his identity. Let me know what you think. What a crazy wackadoodle here. He looks evil. He looks possessed. She said she was starting to cut his hair, so some of his hair got cut. They were sweeping up the floor, apparently collecting evidence. I say that he was getting a haircut to conceal his identity because he knew the heat was on. He knew authorities were coming on to him. So he tried to change his look and his appearance to try to blend in or hide, escape. Maybe possibly with another vehicle, she said. It was a rental. Maybe he was driving something else because he didn't want to be caught. Oh my God, folks. Evil lives amongst us. But thank God we have wonderful law enforcement in Arkansas that tracked this guy down. Even the governor spoke about this creep. Now, what was the motive here? We're digging in on that. We're trying to find out. As soon as we get the affidavit of probable cause and more information, you'll hear it here on JLR Investigates. Was it something to do with the kids because he's a school teacher? Was it something to do with the victim's political affiliation? Because apparently he's a Democrat and the victims are Republicans, Trump supporters. Could that have something to do with it? Or was this just a madman out in the woods and just targeted a random family? I think there's something more to this. Considering that day, it was in the low 90s and he's dressed head to toe with a bunch of clothes. It's like he's a hitman. The victims are from, Montana and California, so I don't think who knows? Do you think they know this guy or this guy bumped into them prior? I don't think so. He recently moved to Arkansas, but the victims also recently moved to Arkansas too. We're looking into this. More information out. You will hear it here on JLR Investigates. We're doing deep dives. Sub to the channel, hit the notification button. Thank you, law enforcement out there, for doing a great job getting this creep off the streets. You can run, but you can't hide. That is a warning to all criminals out there. We'll talk soon, and justice for the victims. Stay tuned.